I got a call from the Baltimore Museum of Art. Said, Ollie, there's a guts loose in the museum. I said, what? Ghost loose in the museum. You gotta come help. I said, all right. Yeah, okay, I can be there right away. It sounds like it's a big problem. It is. It's running all around. It's going. It's really got a lot of energy. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it before. Certainly not here. I said, all right. What's it doing? Sometimes it looks at the art, but sometimes it's chewed on some of the art, and it's knocking things over, and it's scaring people. I said, oh, yeah, that sounds like a big problem. Stop. Be still, I said. I said, all right, does it seem to be, I don't know, angry or... angry. No, I guess not. It's hard to tell. I'm not an expert in the psychology of these things. I said, sure, it makes sense. Does it have like a face that you can see? The face, yeah, it's got a face. Yeah, the face, it's normal goat face. So you've seen this before? Oh, I mean, not in person. I've seen them in books and movies and things. It's not something that's common where I'm from to see them in real life, but it's kind of what you imagined it from the books and the movies and things. I said, all right. What else can you tell me about it? Gosh, I don't know. I mean, it's a white in color mostly, kind of a dingy white. I said, all right. Is it making noises? Oh yeah, all these weird wailing noises. I didn't know they made these noises. It's like wah and things like that. It's weird sounding, and sometimes it just goes wah. I said, okay. Is it instead of chewing on some of the art? Yeah, some of the stuff is made from leather and straw and things like that. It's really it's. I mean, we managed to drive it out of that area because those things are priceless and rare. They're hard to find, and we have them, and I don't want to lose them. So we managed to. We got guards up. It's staying out of there for now, but it's very sneaky. We don't quite know how it's moving around. It's found some back tunnels or something. I don't know. Maybe it feels like it goes through walls, but it doesn't seem possible. I said, it could be, I guess. Oh, I didn't know that, but okay. You're the expert, I suppose. I said, all right. Well, I'm going to come over. I'm just a couple blocks away from where you are, so I can move around some stuff I was going to do next. It's no problem. Great, thank you so much. I'll meet you at the front door, the lobby door there. My name is Sven, by the way. I'm a tall guy. You won't be able to miss me. I said, all right, I'll see you in a few, Sven. So Ollie went and got his bag together of things that can sometimes be useful when dealing with a ghost. He had some chalk dust you could poof out of a little like a condiment tube, because sometimes if the ghost goes invisible, it'll still push dust out of the way in the air. You can kind of track it from there. And he had a little Bible and a little gold cross. Sometimes those things end up being useful.
Why?
Kind of like vampires. Some ghosts are repelled by crosses and Bibles and things. Not all ghosts. Some ghosts aren't bothered by that kind of thing at all. There's not a whole lot else necessarily you can do, that you can know ahead of time you need to do about a ghost. So I'll head it over. He met him there, and there was this guy, this tall guy, as he described, really tall, like 6'5", a whole lot of dude. Skinny, but tall. I said, "You must be Sven." He said, "Yes, I am. Thank you so much for coming so quickly. It's, I don't know how this thing got in here." I said, "Yeah, I don't know. Has it said anything?" "It's not said any words. Nothing that I could understand anyway. I wouldn't expect it to." I said, "Okay. So when did you first notice the problem? When did it first show up?" I said, I guess I heard some weird noises when I was walking around with my coffee this morning, but I didn't think anything of it. And then when I was heading back to my desk, that's when I first saw it. It just like ran across the hallway, and I was like, I thought at first my eyes were playing tricks on me. It's not something you want to see in a museum or any civilized place, really. But I had to follow and see if that was what I really had seen, and so I followed. And this was upstairs, and there, sure enough, plain as day, there it was, and it stared at me. And it darted off. I gave chase. But when I got around the corner where it had darted, it was gone. So I let the security team know. And when I got back downstairs, there it was in the lobby. Once again, just staring at me. Then it made that loud noise, that wah noise. And then it darted off when I started to come toward it. And then a bunch of people have seen it, of course, over the course of the day. It's not like always out and about, but it'll just sort of show up somewhere, and people are disturbed, reasonably so. I said, "Okay, well, you said it really likes the African exhibit, but you managed to keep it out somehow by putting cards up." I said, "Yeah, we close the doors and we kind of make noises at it when it comes that way, but it seems to be coming back there, I guess, because it did, unfortunately. It got a big chunk of leather off of one of the pieces. It's a horrible loss. I've never had anything like this happen before. We can probably find an artisan or an artist who can recreate the piece that was missing, but it's still terrible to have this piece that was entrusted to us, and then to have this thing come and eat it. It's terrible." I said, "Eat it?" I said, "Yeah. We think that's what it did anyway. Ran off with it. It was in his mouth." I said, "All right. I think maybe the thing to do is to try and lure it. Do you have enough staff here that you could maybe move some of the exhibits out of a certain part of the African exhibit? And then we can kind of lure the thing back in there. And maybe then we can figure out some way to trap it. Figure out what it's sensitive to." So, "Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that pretty fast. Yeah. There's one area where the pieces, they're not fragile. They're made out of brass and bronze and things. And so they can be moved more quickly." "All right, let's do that." So they set about doing that. They got the staff on the radio and told them what was going on, and so they cleared out this one area. And then when they were ready, they had the guards leave and even opened the doors a little bit. And I went in there and waited. Now, he wasn't quite sure what his plan was because, ghosts are all different. And, you got to kind of be able to think on your feet. But he was not at all prepared, despite that, for what came through that door. So as he sat there waiting, he heard this clack, 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 clacking noise coming closer. And he heard something around the door, sort of, I don't know, nudging at the door and sniffing. And saw the door move a little bit. There was a bonk as the door moved. I was apprehensive. He'd only dealt with a handful of ghosts, and none of them really behaved like this, but a handful is not very many. Every time had been different. Then all of a sudden, the doors came flying open and in came running, well, Ollie was confused. It was a goat. They'd given him a radio. He said, Sven, it's here, I guess. Has it been changing shape? Is it a shapeshifter ghost? I said, no, it's not the shape-changing ghost. What? It's goats. It's a goats. I said, you're saying goat, not ghost. Yeah, I'm saying goats, not ghost. You thought I said ghost. I said, I did think that. So your problem is there's a goat in the museum. Yeah. I thought that was, yes, that's what we were talking about. What did you think you thought we were talking about some supernatural thing? I gave a big sigh. It's like, I did think that. Yes, if I'd known this was an animal loose in the museum, why did you call me? I'm a private detective. So, I don't know, you handle all sorts of strange things. I've read all sorts of your weird adventures in the newspaper. I thought, all right, let me give it a shot. The goat hadn't really noticed Ollie. He was sniffing around trying to find the leather. Now that Ollie knew that it wasn't a ghost he was dealing with, but a goat and a Swede with a funny accent. It's a whole different problem to try and solve. Ollie had been kind of hiding. Not as hiding as he would have been if he'd known that he was dealing with a live animal. But nonetheless, the goat started to wander by and sort of sniffed in his direction, but it kept going. I thought, well, if it works with burglars and jewel thieves, maybe it'll work with a goat. And so all at once he leapt. Arms flung wide, he grabbed around the goat, and the goat went into quite the panic. It was making all sorts of horrible goat noises. It was flailing around, but Ollie got 2 arms over its eyes. And he's thinking, all right, if this was a burglar, I would squeeze their jugular to make them pass out without hurting them seriously. I'm going to try to do that, I guess. And Ollie slid an arm around the goat's neck and tried to press firmly, but not so hard that it would hurt the goat. And the goat started to shake its head really hard. Then it started to stumble. It fell. Ollie held on for a few more seconds and then let go. Okay. I can add wrestled a goat to the ground to my list of strange things I've had to do in my workday. Ollie checked, and the goat was still alive. I got on the radio. I said, Sven, do you have large zip ties? I said, yeah, I have some here from the shipping department, yeah. I mean, they're downstairs, but I need you to get me, I guess, 5 zip ties as quickly as you can. Get them up here. So they got the zip ties, and Ollie zip tied the goat's hands, or, front feet and back feet together. And then they called animal control. After a few minutes, the goat woke up. He was not happy to be all hog-tied, but there wasn't much it could do. So they waited with the complaining goat, who was not at all a ghost, till animal control arrived, about half an hour later. Sven said, well, Ollie, I thank you for coming. Sorry if we gave you the wrong impression, that it was a ghost as opposed to a goat. I said, it's all right. I'd rather kind of deal with a goat than a ghost, to be honest with you. Ghosts are scary. Goats can be scary too, but anyway, it's whatever. I'll send you a bill for my fee. I said, right, yes, of course. We'll talk to you again soon, Ollie. All right, Sven. And that was the case of Ollie and the goats.